Advanced Higher Chemists, this one is for you. Let's do a back titration calculation. These are the back titration questions or quiz that's in my Advanced Higher Chemistry Google Classroom, but let's just pick one of these questions and give it a go. So we have, in an experiment, 0.25 grams of an impure sample of magnesium carbonate was added to 40 centimetres cubed of 0.16 moles per litre hydrochloric acid. 8.1 centimetres cubed of 0.11 mole per litre sodium hydroxide solution was required to neutralise the excess hydrochloric acid. The reactions involved in the experimental analysis of magnesium carbonate sample are shown below, and there's our two reactions. And we're asked to calculate the percentage purity of the magnesium carbonate sample. So firstly, how do we even tell that this is a back titration calculation? The clue is in the fact that they've done a reaction before they've then gone to do a titration. Also mentions neutralising an excess. That's what back titration involves. It involves determining the excess of a reactant from the previous reaction. My advice for starting any calculation in chemistry is to take the numbers you're given in the question and write them above the reactants in the reactions. So we're told there's 0.25 grams of an impure sample of magnesium carbonate. Magnesium carbonate is here, so I'm going to write that mass above it. We then have a volume and concentration of hydrochloric acid for this reaction, so I'm going to write that above here too. And then we've got a volume and a concentration of sodium hydroxide. Here's the sodium hydroxide, so I'm going to write that above here. Also mentions about, like I said, neutralising excess hydrochloric acid, which means that this is going to be involved in the calculation. You can also see that the HCl is what links these two steps together, so this is key here. Most calculations in chemistry can be started by working out a number of moles of something, and when it comes to questions involving titrations, then you usually always start by calculating the moles of your standard solution. For the sodium hydroxide, we've got a volume and concentration, so we simply do N is C times V. Just don't forget to change your volume into litres. Working out the number of moles of sodium hydroxide that was needed, we get this many moles here. Using this balanced equation, we can now then work out how many moles of hydrochloric acid there were in excess. Because it's a 1-to-1 ratio, the number of moles is going to be exactly the same. Now we know how many moles of hydrochloric acid we had in excess. We can use that information to work out how much HCl must have reacted with the magnesium carbonate in the first step. So what we do next is work out our initial moles of HCl. Again, that's just a simple NCV calculation using the numbers that we gathered at the start, changing our volume into litre. Now we can work out how many moles initially reacted with the magnesium carbonate by doing the moles we had initially, take away the moles we had in excess. One thing to watch out for here, but it's not the case in this question, is quite often your sample volume for the titration is smaller than the total volume of the reaction. So what you'd be looking for is for them to mention sample volumes here, like 25 centimetres cubed, and then you would have to scale up to whatever volume they talk about in the first question, but they've not mentioned a different sample volume here, which means that we don't have to scale up at this point. So we have our initial moles, take away our excess moles. That means that this many moles of HCl initially reacted with the magnesium carbonate. Now that we know this, we can use this equation to work out how many moles of magnesium carbonate must have been there in the first place. Because this is a 2-to-1 ratio as taken from the balanced equation, we need to divide the number of moles of hydrochloric acid by 2 to get the number of moles of magnesium carbonate. Now we've got the number of moles of magnesium carbonate that must have been there in the first place. We can then look to calculating our percentage purity. So we have a mass of magnesium carbonate sample, which means we need to convert these moles of magnesium carbonate into a mass. Using the data booklet, we can work out the GFM of magnesium carbonate to be 84.3, and then using N times GFM, we can work out M. This gives us a magnesium carbonate mass of 0.2322 grams, rounded to 4 decimal places. To then calculate the percentage purity, we just need to do the mass of magnesium carbonate that we found over the mass of the original sample times by 100. So putting that into your calculator, you get 92.88%. You could round this to 92.9% or 93%, as long as your rounding is correct. If you're looking for more questions to help you practice for your upcoming prelims or exams, then you might want to join my Advanced Higher Chemistry Google Classroom. The best thing about my quizzes is they are self-marked, and they do then give you answer feedback at the end that explains the answer either by text description or by a video link. So you'll never be stuck wondering why the answer was the answer ever again. If you would like to join the Advanced Higher Chemistry Revision Resources Classroom, head to the link in my bio and you can get a whole day for free before paying just $15.99 per month, where you can cancel anytime.